Why do you get up and go to work every day? Do you feel like you have to? Is it part of an issue of being in debt that you feel like you just have to keep on working in order to keep on going? Are you focused on retirement? Some point off in time and somewhere in the future where you won't have to work anymore and you'll be able to rely on whatever retirement money you've put aside, or maybe it's Social Security. Maybe you've got a pension fund that you know is going to be there for you. You're going to be able to draw from it. We're seeing some of this play out around the world where people who probably shouldn't be working anymore, just given their age, their physical ability, their mental acumen, they're still working. They're still striving hard to make a living, part of it because of their own financial decisions in the past, which have kind of kept them slaves to the system, debt slaves, you might call them. Part of it because of an inability to break that cycle of being a wage slave, and part of it because of dependence on government. There's a story in today's news about how in Britain right now they've extended the age to which people must continue to work before they can get their government pension. It's now up to 68. I guess previously it was 65. I'm not sure what it used to be. I remember Social Security in the United States, that used to be 55, right? What is it now? They keep pushing it back. And part of the reason they keep pushing it back, part of it is because people are living longer. And if they drop out of the workforce and therefore stop putting money into the system, it puts an undue burden on those who are just coming into the system. You see, this whole system is something that we need to break free from. If all we are doing is working to make a wage and make sure that we're paying our share into our pension fund or into the government's pyramid scheme that takes our money out of our paycheck without our knowledge in some cases, certainly without our consent, at what point are you working for yourself? At what point are you building wealth for your family? At what point are you actually breaking free of this cycle of getting up, going to work, making money, going home, resting for a few hours, getting up, going to work? Slavery is very real. And a lot of it now, because we have convinced ourselves that because we are free to choose what we watch on TV, or because we are free to drink what we want in the privacy of our own home, or because we are free to express our own opinions on Facebook, well, sometimes, as long as we don't say anything too controversial. You see, the idea of being a free people is something that we have completely lost hold of. Part of freedom means taking responsibility for your action and actually doing something with it. There's a vision in the Bible of the idea of every man sitting under his own fig tree, every man sitting under his own vine. This is kind of an idea of paradise, the future vision of when Messiah comes and everything is made right with the world. This is the time when every man will sit under his own fig tree. Can you imagine that? Now, obviously, I don't think it's an actual literal fig tree. It might be, if you're into figs. I think the point of it being is that the idea is for human beings to find work that suits them individually, not just find a job, but actually do something productive. Vines make very productive things, depending on what you're growing, a number of different trees, everything from figs to olives to whatever. It is a symbolism of that time to indicate self-sufficiency and to indicate freedom, sitting under your own fig tree. I just want to plant that little seed in your head. If you could, right now, I'm not talking about if you had nothing to do, what would you do with occupy your time, like out of leisure or lifestyle? No, I kind of reject that out of hand. I don't think that mankind is meant to just sit around on their butts all day. Men need to have something to do. Mankind does. If you could, right now, what would you do with your time? If you could do anything in the world, what would you do to make a living? If that's what you could do to make it. You see what I'm asking? If you could, not just could, if you had any job in the world, because there are lots of jobs that other people come up with. But if you could do anything at all and get paid to do it, what would you like to do? Have you thought about that? Dream a little bit. Plant the seed and think about the idea of sitting under your own fig tree someday. If you'd like to engage me on this topic or any other, please send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com, or you can give me a call. The phone lines are always open. Area code 907-458-0495. Thanks.